is magic? I mean, what is it? If you really had to define it, how would you define it? The answer is actually quite simple. Magic is just a problem you can't solve. So let me show you a problem. Here's the ace of spades. Watch very carefully. 1, 2, 3. It changes to the king. Now you see, you can't solve this problem from where you are. And it's not because there's no solution, obviously, and it's not even that the solution is difficult. But the reason you can't solve it is because you're only looking at it from one point of view. The illusion of impossibility occurs when you fall victim to a silo mentality. Can you see how from a different perspective, you can already partially see the solution? What was impossible a moment ago, from a different perspective, actually becomes possible. There's so much power when we bring together different perspectives and collaborate. Just think for a second. In your organization, how many perspectives do you have access to? If you all collaborate, there's no problem you cannot solve, there's no opportunity you cannot see. As a magician and as an entrepreneur, there's one useful belief that has served me well in the last 12 months. Anything is still possible. Now I know that's a little bit cheesy and some of you might be lactose intolerant, but it's the truth. What's the alternative? Nothing is possible? Oh, God. That makes me want to vomit. During my virtual keynote, I want to give your teams a completely different perspective when it comes to problem solving. I want to share with them a whole new perspective on personal and leadership development. And ultimately, I want to share with them a completely different perspective on how to become more influential as a leader.
Vinh is the master at his craft.
His live session was inspiring, engaging, actionable, and memorable.
I can create 3 types of experiences for you. The first one, we can focus on inspiration and motivation. And this is much needed right now because our team members are often working from home and feel disconnected and demotivated. If you believe something is impossible, you won't even try. There are so many magicians in my industry that are not even trying. They're not even trying to innovate. And then there's a small select group of magicians that I find myself lucky to be a part of, who we understand that our beliefs dictate our action. So we adopt the useful belief that anything truly is possible. Or 2, we can focus on upskilling and helping your teams become more influential through masterful communication, both in person and virtually. This is my jam. I've been studying this area for the last 10 years. In communication, there are 2 core things you've got to become aware of. The first thing is your visual image. We'll get into this in the body language section on day 4. Your visual image is the way you dress and it's your body language. That's your visual image. When people see you, they make assumptions about who you are. So they make assumptions. And then the second area that people rarely speak about, it's your vocal image. While with your visual image, people create assumptions, once they have those assumptions, when they hear you speak and you reveal your vocal image, they turn those assumptions now into beliefs. Or 3, heck, we can do both. Before we part ways, I want to try something. In a moment, I'm going to riffle through the pack and I want you to look at a card and remember one. Here we go. Do you have one? Are you thinking of one? The card you're thinking of is the 2 of Hearts. Now you see, half of you are going to be shocked and surprised and thinking, how did Vinh do this? And then the other half will be thinking, what? You got it wrong. Now there's a point to this. In order for you to thrive this year, you are going to have to take chances. You're going to have to do things you've never tried before. You're going to have to take risks you've never taken before. You're going to have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Now I've never felt comfortable with this trick because it's not 100%. But if you're not willing to risk the unusual, you'll have to settle for the ordinary.